I'm going to show you the best way how to get over surfaces like these, where the tiles have come off and it's leave dents everywhere and chips and all the rest of it. So yeah, we've got to skim this wall, and skim that wall as well. So I'll show you. Right, so here we go. Battered walls are going to get skimmed. This is me laying down the first coat, and there's a little bit of feathering in just what I'm doing there as well. So yeah, basically I've SBR'd the walls. I normally use PVA, but there's a lot of sort of different backgrounds there. You've got tile adhesive, you've got painted surface, you've got what else is that, like the existing really old plaster you can see there. So I had to just kind of like completely kill the suction, and SBR's the way to do it. So when you're laying on like rough walls like this, the best thing to do is what I'm doing there is just to keep working in that plaster. This is quite a thick coat. This is a lot, not thick, but it's the, how can I put it? There's more plaster and less water in the mix. The mix is thicker. So when you're laying on, it is tougher. It's kind of like using bonding. It's a lot tougher to work in, but it's a hell of a lot better when you're doing surfaces like this. If I was to go on there with how I would mix with, say, if I'm doing board work, I would struggle because the skim's too thin. So laying it this thick, it does help. Now, obviously with multi, you can't go too thick, but you know. So yeah, there's it all slapped on. Yeah, you can see it's pretty rough there. And this is my speed skim. I think that's a 600 SF. Is it SF? I think it's SF. I would be lost without this, especially on walls like these. It kind of works like a feather edge, but for skimming. So you can get bigger ones. I've got two sizes, I believe. I've got that size, and I think I've got 900 as well. So yeah, both of them are well worth getting, and it is definitely something you need if you're kind of starting out. It will help you. So yeah, them pipes are a right pain in the arse to get over. But yeah, so I go left and right of it, up and down, any sort of way really, just to kind of get as flat as I can on the first coat, and hopefully when the second coat goes on, if you've got it sort of flat enough, it makes it a dream to go on. I think I'll show you in a second like how much flatter it, yeah, so it's a lot flatter already just by giving it a swipe. Right, so here's the two bits that are feathered in. If you keep brushing them, it's going to make your life so much easier for when you come like and actually blending it in. You'll see what I mean later down in the video, but yeah, it just makes it a lot easier. A lot of spreads leave the blending in till last minute, and it just looks not very good. So if you try and blend in sooner rather than later, it's a lot easier. So here's the second coat going on. This one's still pretty thick. This second coat is like my normal first coat that I would do on normal like boarded walls, say. So it's still pretty thick. Normally this will be a lot thinner, but it's still pretty thick. And again, working it in, sort of, you see how many times, sort of 3 or 4 times I'm going over that to work all that plaster in, and it does make it a hell of a lot flatter. You know, for walls that are sort of battered, I guess. And another thing is as well, if you've SBR'd the walls, there's no need to rush. Like, it's not going anywhere. It's just going to hang and hang and hang. So you've got time to do what you need to do. You've got time to wash your buckets. You've got time to just do, you know, everything. If I was to put a thin coat of PVA on these walls, I would have been right up the creek. I would have been in trouble. But yeah, the suction's completely killed. Look, I'm even having a sit down. Look, how about that? So yeah, you've got time to just do what you want. You know, there's not a time limit on. I'm probably sitting down because I just had an all-inclusive holiday, as you can probably tell from the slight gut. 2 weeks, absolutely lovely. Oh, I ate every single day, more than what I needed. So, yeah, this is still the second going on. Yeah, I'm just finishing that bottom bit. I'll probably do the feathering in bits now. What do I do now? Now I think I'm going to speed skim again now. Where's this? Yeah, there it is. Right, here's the speed skim again. So second coat, speed skim again. You need to get one of these guys. It's a life changer. And yeah, I'd say when you finish use, just always keep it clean all the time. Because you find that what happens with the little ridges at the end of the speed skim, they get clogged up with plaster. So it stops working as efficiently. So try and just keep it clean as you can anyway. But yeah, look how easy, look how much came off there, bloody hell. Right, yeah, that's that. Right, here's the first trowel. So I speed skimmed, I let it picked up. It doesn't look like I left it, but that's a break in the video, by the way. I went outside, had my sandwich and everything. So yeah, this is kind of like the first trowel. Unfortunately, I didn't get right to the end because my battery on my phone ran out. But yeah, here's the first trowel going on. The terminology in plastering is different. So we call this a trowel. So this is our first trowel. Some plasterers call it, I don't know what they call it. They call it the first flatten off or the second flatten off, and the wet trowel and the dry trowel. Like, I call this a trowel. So I'm giving it one trowel. I think plasterers, seriously, up and down the country, get confused with the terminology in plastering. Always arguing, but they're on the same page and they don't even know what they're arguing about. I've seen it in forums all the time. But yeah, I call this troweling up. And yeah, between them pipes, it's really annoying. My trowel, which is a 13-inch carbon steel, my trowel doesn't fit through them two pipes, which is really annoying. So I've got a little spatula. You might see me get it out in a minute. I'm not too sure. That I just keep going in between them. So yeah, that's the end, guys. I've run out of time. So yeah.